everyone, it is Beth with Flying by the Seat of My Plants, and so I just want to share with you what I will be starting this year with my tomato and peppers, and I will be sharing this to the Facebook group because in that group right now there's over 300 members in that group and a lot of knowledgeable gardeners in that group, and it's just a wonderful group. So feel free if you want to go ahead and join the group. And so anyhow, I do an annual plant sale every year, so that's why I want to go over the seeds. And I have a lot of seeds, tomato seeds that I grow every single year, and they are great sellers in the plant sale. And also peppers that I'll be starting and selling in the plant sale. I have some other things that I will be starting is the herbs, thyme. I absolutely love thyme, rosemary, and I'm not going to start a lot because, well, I don't know. I have to see how much I start because it's not a huge seller in the plant sale. The biggest thing that I sell that is huge are the tomatoes and the peppers. Another thing I'll be starting is lavender. And the lavender takes a cold stratification, and on here, let's see, so I'm going to throw these in the refrigerator. It says it takes about 21 days to germinate. I did lavender last year, and they pop up pretty quick for me anyhow. Doesn't say how many weeks before, so I'll probably do like 10 weeks before our last frost. And our last frost in Northeast Ohio, in my area, which is close to Cleveland, Ohio, so I'm Strongsville, Ohio, they're predicting the last week of April. So it's kind of a guide of when you start your seeds, but you know, last year we had such a cold and wet spring, so I'm really praying it's nothing like it was last year. It was just cold. I mean, even at my plant sale, it was right, I think even Memorial Day weekend was cold. So a lot of people that did buy my tomato plants and pepper plants, I was telling everybody, please do not plant this yet, because I mean, you do want to keep an eye on your 10-day forecast. And looking at that, I'm like, don't put them in the ground. We have too many cold days still. I did not plant in my in-ground garden until it was after the first week of June. So ideally, in Northeast Ohio, we usually keep Memorial Day as the focus of planting our gardens, Memorial Day weekend. So with that said, this year I am aiming for that Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, which is May 23rd this year, of having my plant sale. In previous years, I've actually had it a couple weeks before then. The only problem, you know, if you plant too soon and then it gets cold, or you just got to be careful. So anyhow, I am going to aim for Memorial Day weekend for the plant sale. If it's a really nice one on the 10-day forecast and the plants are doing and ready to sell, I might do a week earlier than that. But anyhow, as time gets closer to that, I will keep people in the Facebook group up to date on when the plant sale will be. And it's always, the first day is always fantastic. And I appreciate everybody that comes to that plant sale. I have people coming all over, you know, from Akron, and it just blows my mind. And also on the east side, and just from everywhere. I mean, they all look forward to it. So if you are in the group and you're from this area and you plan on coming to the plant sale, I will definitely be keeping you updated on what varieties I will be planting and starting for the seed sale. And I encourage anybody that has bought my... Okay. The camera every once in a while will just stop. So anyhow, I don't know where it left off, but I just want to say anybody that's in the group, I encourage you to go ahead, leave a comment in the Facebook group or on the YouTube video comments. You know, if you bought plants from me, were you happy with them? Last year was kind of a weird year for, I think, us in Northeast Ohio for planting, and at least I know it was for me. Some of the tomatoes just didn't do well. Some did fantastic. So I don't know. This year I do plan on adding some fresh compost and soil to my in-ground and the different raised beds that I have. I have lived here for, I don't know, it's like 20 years. And it's time just to refresh it. I do use compost in my garden. I add fertilizer all the time. But a fresh soil is always good for your garden anyhow. So, okay, so I will update everybody on when the plant sale will be. So, just getting into the varieties that I will be selling and also putting in my garden, and when I'll be starting. So, I went through the calendar, and you know, you look at the back of your seed packets to see when you're going to start planting. You know, like this one here, Jimmy Nardello, that's going to be my plant sale, that delicious pepper. So, according to Baker's Creek, they say 8 to 12 weeks before your last frost date. Our last frost date is the end of April. So, but I will be... My goal is to have the plant sale around the end of May. So Memorial Day weekend right now is my goal. You know, if the week before and the 10-day looks good and I could do a week earlier, I will. So that's all going to be posted in the Facebook group when I do that. Okay, so if anybody is planning on starting your own seeds, so right now I put my peppers, I will be starting the week of somewhere between March 8th to the 14th of March. Last year I started around March 14th and the peppers were beautiful and ready, so I probably will do about March 14th for my pepper plants. Okay, for the tomato plants. Last year I started them March 28th, and by the 1st of June they were a nice size tomato plant. For my sale, because I think I did it a week earlier before Memorial Day weekend, and they were still pretty small. So I really want to give them a better start, so I'm going to start a week earlier. Last year I started them March 28th. This week I'm going to go about 9 weeks before, and I'm using Memorial Day weekend as my goal of when I start my seeds. So I'll be starting my tomato seeds probably around March 20th or the 21st. So that's about 9 weeks before Memorial Day weekend. Because you also have to take into consideration germination, how long it takes for them to germinate. So anyhow, if I started a week earlier than what I did last year, I think I'll be doing good. And I always start close to about 1,000 tomato plants. And I, have that big plant sale. And then I typically do have a lot of leftover tomatoes, which I do donate, tomato plants and pepper plants. So I'll be doing that again. And so anyhow, I'm just going to start off with what I will be starting and selling at the plant sale. So I'm going to start with the cherry tomatoes, and these I pretty much do the same every year as far as the cherry tomatoes. So I have the black cherry, which is very delicious. Love the black cherry tomato. The other favorite of mine, it's like eating candy, is the Sun Gold. That one is a hybrid, which means typically you could save the seeds. You're not guaranteed to get the same Sun Gold tomato the following year. But like if you save the black cherry that I have, those seeds you can save. Just to add, I buy my seeds from M.I. Gardener. I buy them from Baker Creek, and I could save seeds, but you would have to go through a process of saving the seeds, and I'd rather just make sure that whatever I say those tomato plants are, that's what they are. So I do buy the seed. Otherwise, you have to go through pretty much a process so that they're not cross-pollinating between other tomato plants. And because I plant so many varieties in my garden, I just want to make sure I have, what I say. So anyhow, the Sun Gold, I get these from Burpee. And they're the only one that I think in my plant sale that is a hybrid. And I love growing cherry tomatoes because I make a lot of delicious meals with that besides eating them fresh. So I do have the Tropical Sunset, absolutely gorgeous cherry tomato. There's hints of pink in it. And here is the Sunrise Bumblebee, which is very familiar to the Tropical Sunset. The other one is the Purple Bumblebee Cherry Tomato. And it's got striping going through it, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I just love the different colors and varieties of the cherry tomatoes. It just makes everything so pretty when you put it into a dish. And this one is the Pink Bumblebee, which I will have. One of the big sellers at my plant sale is Queen of the Night. So I will definitely have this in the plant sale again this year. And the other one is the Black Strawberry, another big seller. So these are some of my favorite beautiful cherry tomatoes to have in the plant sale. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the larger tomatoes. And I have tried and true big sellers and favorites of mine. The one favorite of mine is the Paul Robeson. So that's going to be in the plant sale. And Paul Robeson has a very big following. And there was people that asked me in the group, Lisa. So I think you were asking about the Paul Robeson. Lisa Speckman in the group. Excellent smoky flavored one. I think this is what you got last year, and you said how much you loved it, but you couldn't remember the name of it. So this is it. Okay, so that is Paul Robeson. The other one that is a favorite at the plant sale is Ananas Noor. And I call it the tie-dye tomato plant. I don't know if that's coming in clear or not. Anyhow, it's a beautiful, beautiful tomato plant, and it has, to me, the flavor of a pineapple. It's just delicious. Okay, another one. This one is called the pineapple tomato. It does not taste like pineapple. The Ananas Noor has a hint of pineapple flavor. The pineapple tomato is a beautiful pink and yellow tomato. It's just absolutely gorgeous and delicious. It's got like pink rippling through the tomato. It's just gorgeous. Cherokee Purple is another one. Cherokee Purple and Paul Robeson to me are kind of familiar in flavor. So there is the Cherokee Purple. That will be in the plant sale. And another favorite is the Amish Paste. Great for canning, salsas, different things like that. That goes in my garden every year. Well, all of these go in my garden. Dr. White's Yellow. That is a yellow large tomato. Last year I did vintage wine. I'm going to do it again this year. I don't know if it was the weather last year or maybe the soil where, I had it planted, but it didn't do all that well. And there was somebody else in the group that said they didn't get any tomatoes on their vintage wine. So I am going to try it again this year, and hopefully it does really well. It's got a striping in it. It's a beautiful tomato, and so I'm going to try that again this year. The other one is the delicious tomato. This goes up to 1 pound. So I'm going to have that in the plant sale. The other one is the Faithful Abe Lincoln tomato. That'll be in there. Now, here are some new varieties that I'm doing this year. This one is Black from Tula. So that will be in the plant sale this year. If you like trying new, different varieties, that's what I'm going to have in there. The other one is Orange Jazz. I did have this in my garden last year, and it was a delicious tomato. Orange Jazz, and I know some people that did buy this in my plant sale. I don't think I had a lot of... Camera went out on me again. Okay, so here is the Orange Jazz. So if you did plant Orange Jazz in your garden last year, and if you want to comment how they did for you, I did plant this. I thought it was delicious. So that's the Orange Jazz. That was the first time last year that I tried Orange Jazz. Okay, so here is Berkeley Tie-Dye Pink. This is a new one for me to put in the plant sale. It's like a beefsteak with metallic green stripes, sweet, rich, dark tomato flavor. So that's going to be in the plant sale. This is a brand new one for me. It has been around for a while, but this year Baker's Creek actually introduced that. It's called Chocolate Miracle, and I thought I have to. So this is their description of the Chocolate Miracle. These melt-in-your-mouth marbles are velvety, smoky, and laced with cocoa undertones. Thin chocolate purple skins shimmer like truffles, and rich tangy juices burst like bittersweet ganache. Claimed by experts as one of the finest tasting brown tomatoes, pure, savory, and indulgence. How can I not grow this? So I bought 2 seed packets, and they are saying, now this is Baker's Creek, which is usually pretty generous with their seeds. They only put 10 seeds in here, they're saying. So I'm gonna, I have a feeling it's going to be more than 10 seeds. So right there I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They probably put about 20, 25 seeds in there, so I should have plenty for the plant sale. So that is the Chocolate Miracle. The other one, I had somebody in the group say the Oxheart tomato, if I would start some of those this year, so that's what I'm doing. This one is the Hungarian Heart. Excuse me. Okay, originated outside of Budapest, Hungary. Around the 1900s, brilliant reddish pink oxhearts are large, frequently exceeding 1 pound, firm and meaty like all oxheart types. So that's going to be in the plant sale. Okay, here is a new one for me, Old German tomato. And all of these tomatoes are indeterminate, meaning they will just keep growing. Okay, so this one, Old German tomato, these massive bicolor tomatoes produce jaw-dropping 2-pound tomatoes, larger than salad plates in diameter. Flavor is more tomatoey than other varieties of the same color, and this means a tiny bit more acid content, which results in a slightly longer shelf life. great for slicing or even ketchup. So this is going to be in my plant sale. I've never tried this before, so, you know, mark that on your list if you're interested in those. And this one has this is from M.I. Gardner, about 25 seeds, and he's pretty close to his count of whatever he says. Most of the time it's right on. So if he says 25, there's 25. Baker's Creek, they usually go over 10 or 15 seeds than what they say. So, you know, if they all germinate, I'll have probably 25 of these plants in my sale. Here's another one. I've had requests from people that have come to my plant sale. This one is called the Mushroom Basket Tomato. The Mushroom Basket Tomato is an heirloom variety known for its unique, heavy-ribbed appearance and vibrant pink-red color. This large beefsteak type tomato can weigh up to 1 pound, making it a perfect for slicing and adding to salads or sandwiches. Its flavor is rich and sweet with a meaty texture that's ideal for fresh eating or cooking. They require staking or caging. Well, all of them do actually. Okay, so the battery went dead, but anyhow, the last tomato that I was talking about was the Mushroom Basket, and it's an heirloom variety known for unique, heavily ribbed appearance and vibrant pink-red color. It's a large beefsteak type tomato and can weigh up to 1 pound. So there's that, and that's it for the tomatoes. So really quick, I'm going to go over the pepper plants that I am going to have, and the peppers are all big sellers in my plant sale, and they usually sell out the first day, so first, second day at the most. So I will be having the Hungarian yellow wax, and this is it's a sweet banana, but the longer it stays on the plant, the hotter the pepper can be. So that is a Hungarian yellow wax. That's a big seller. One of my favorites is the Jimmy Nardello Italian. It's a sweet pepper, and to me it does taste like biting into a crisp apple. So it's a delicious pepper. If you haven't tried it, I will have it at the plant sale. So that's one that you could try, pepper, sweet pepper. The Cubanelle pepper, it's a favorite I have. I usually don't have a lot of these in my plant sale because I hoard them for myself. So I got a couple packets, so hopefully I'll have quite a few in the plant sale. I just love stuffing these with Italian sausage and making a delicious dish out of it. I do a lot, and then I freeze and just reheat. It's just a delicious pepper. Okay, the other one, this is a bell pepper. It's a Purple Beauty. That is a very prolific, beautiful pepper. Here is a shishito pepper, and I love this one. I make it with a dipping sauce, and this, it's kind of funny. It's a sweet pepper, but every once in a while it's not real sweet, but it's like, I don't know, Russian roulette. Sometimes you will get a hot pepper in there. So you can eat, like, if you have 20 of these, you might get 2 that are hot. So, but a delicious pepper. One of my favorites, goes into my garden every year. Okay, jalapenos. They're all big sellers. So this one here is from Baker's Creek. This is a more flavorful gourmet jalapeno. I don't know what the difference is between the other ones, but anyhow, I got this one from Baker's Creek. It's a jalapeno. Oh, and this one, it was a big seller. And the Sugar Rush Peach, it's a hot pepper. So I will have that again this year. Very prolific. You have to let it go full maturity until the pepper turns peach before you harvest them. Just a regular jalapeno pepper. Here's the Craig's Grande jalapeno, which I grow every year. I love this one because I love stuffing it and wrapping it with bacon. Absolutely delicious. And you cook it. Pumpkin spice jalapeno, colorful, beautiful jalapeno. Orange spice jalapeno. Lemon spice jalapeno. Here is a miniature red bell pepper. So last year I did mini bell peppers, and they kind of look like jalapenos. They really didn't look like bell peppers. So I don't know, this one, we'll see what these look like this year. But they're the mini red bell pepper. Okay, this one is the emerald giant bell pepper. That'll be in there. Here's the sun bright yellow. And the bell peppers are not a huge, you know, there's not a huge demand for them, but I do sell them. This is a red bell. And the golden California wonder bell. And you do have to wait for these to, they start out green, and then you have to wait for them to, you know, complete to the color. Here is a chocolate beauty. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about, probably in the next couple weeks, I'll be starting some bunching onions. And I do have videos on how I start these. It's a little bit different than starting regular onions. But I am also ordering my Walla Walla onions, and it was a variety pack that I ordered from Dixondale. Excellent, excellent company. So beautiful onions. Al Gideon, he's in our group, and he had beautiful, beautiful onions last year. And they were from Dixondale Farm. So you can order those online. They don't send them out to you until it's time for you to plant. So, you know, just keep that in mind. A lot of people in the group do order from them, Dixondale Farm. They give details on how to plant, how to grow them, and so really, really good company. Okay, so, but these I am starting from seed. I do that every year. I love my long green onions, so. The other thing, you know, usually I don't sell any of these in the group, but, oh, the one thing I do, oh yeah, is the eggplant. That I do sell at my plant sale, and that's not a bit, you know, a lot of people don't, I guess, care for eggplant, but Tina, I mean, she's a regular with liking the eggplant. I love the eggplant, so I do the long purple eggplant, and I also do black beauty eggplant, and I will have some of that in the plant sale. So that's the eggplant. Something I put in my garden, which I absolutely love, is the yellow scallop squash. Just a very tender squash. I never remove the skin. That's how tender it is. You don't have to. And I just saute it, you know, with onions, butter, garlic. Delicious. Here's a white scalloped one that goes in my garden. And then zucchini. And these, the squash, you can direct sow yourself. I have offered for anybody that wanted me to start some seeds for them. You know, if you actually want to get the plant rather than, you know, buying a seed packet and planting them yourself, because you could direct sow these. You know, let me know, and I could start some of these for you. Here's a black beauty zucchini, golden zucchini, and I do this every year as a sugar pie pumpkin. Last year I did the honey nut, no, it was a baby honey nut. I can't think of what it's called right now. Anyhow, this year I'm just going to do the honey nuts. Oh yeah, it was a honey nut. That is a smaller one. Rather than the butternut, honey nut. So these are our smaller butternut. but this is the honey nut. It's sweet, delicious. This one I absolutely love too, is a sweet dumpling squash. Just a lot of fun to grow, and it's very tasty. And, you know, I will be doing some herbs, thyme, rosemary, sage. I have plenty of that. If somebody in the group wants me to start some sage for them, I will. But please make sure you put it in the comments or just request it. Because I started some sage last year, but it wasn't a big seller, so, you know, I got so many plants going that I try to, you know, if people aren't going to buy it, I'm not going to grow it to sell. And here is the lavender. Lavender does require a cold stratification. So these are going to go into, you could winter sow them. I did not do the lavender, so I did start winter sown. I did do some milkweed. That is also going to be in my plant sale this year. It's always a highly requested plant. So anyhow, that is going to be in my plant. Here is something that is just a wonderful flower to grow, the bee balm. It grows 2 to 3 feet tall, and you will attract hummingbirds. There's 2 different ones. I just love it. Hummingbirds love this, butterflies love it, bees love it. I mean, you can't go wrong if you're going to plant these. You can direct sow. Or if you're going to start indoors, it's 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost. And then to direct sow, you're going to do it after the last frost. So I will probably start these indoors, probably about 8 weeks before our last frost. I don't know if there's any seed in this one, actually. Anyhow, there's this one. Man, I gotta go through my packets, make sure. I might have to order some. A couple seeds in there. Actually, I gotta order some bee balm. Okay, so there's that. I will have snapdragons, Madam Butterfly mix. I absolutely love my snapdragons. I'll be starting those pretty soon. The double cascade petunias. And these, last year I tried selling them at the plant sale. They were not a big seller. So, but I will do it for myself. My stepdad loves petunias, so I'll be also planting for him. So the other thing I'll be starting, and I could have in my plant sale, is the basil, the Genovese basil. Just delicious. Cinnamon basil. And here are radish, but you can direct sow those right outside. They do like the cooler temperatures, so you don't want to, as soon as the soil is workable, you could start planting these outside. So I usually do these in my raised bed, right outside of my sliding glass door. Other thing, direct sowing is sunflowers. Oh, good, I did get order some bee balm. Got these from Eden Brother. Okay, I did order some, and I don't know how many seeds are in here. Oh, average seed count, 430. So, I did get my bee balm, thank you. Okay, Mexican sunflower, that's another one that the butterflies love. So, if you're going to do a butterfly garden, you want to have the whole thing for them. So, I plant the milkweed. That's where they lay their eggs, on the milkweed. That's the only plant they will lay their eggs on. And the caterpillars will eat the milkweed. In the first year, you might get quite a few aphids. So I planted mine away from my vegetable garden, at least a few feet. So you don't attract aphids to anything else. But they love the milky substance in the milkweed. So, but you are also creating an environment to attract good insects too. Ladybugs, because they love eating aphids. So you're starting that whole cycle of good stuff. So the first year it was the aphids all over my milkweed. The second year I was attracting more of the really good bugs. And so anyhow, okay, so milkweed, for them to lay the eggs on, and then they go on the chrysalis stage, and then they emerge into the monarch butterfly. Okay, so that's about it. Thanks so much for joining me. If you like this content, go ahead and like the channel. That's on the YouTube channel. And I am posting this in the Facebook group just so you can all, see exactly what I'm planting. Facebook group has a lot of seasoned gardeners in there. That's, flying by the seed of my plants. Flying by the seed of my plants. Anyhow, there's a lot of seasoned gardeners in there, and we share recipes in there. We share, what our gardens look like throughout the year, our different harvests. So hopefully this year that increases by a lot. Go ahead and share those photos and different things that you like in your garden, the different maybe tomato plants that I don't have in my sale, or even if you're not from around this area, what do you like to put in your garden? And you could share a video in the group as far as, how you plant things, or a video of your garden. Everybody likes the inspiration of seeing other people's gardens, different setups. So anyhow, I'm going to leave it at that, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you on the next one. All right, bye.